Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back. We're here with some more NTW 3 action for you today, and today we have a glorious custom battle, and you may be able to tell from the title that a certain faction does do fairly well in this one, and I am certainly looking forward to see them take part in today's battle. Yes, we have 4 French armies here today. We have the French Flanders over here, then we have to their right, we have the French Tyrol. We have over on the far right, we have the French Spanish, and then even further right, I guess, well, really actually at the back, is the French Island campaign. The French did try and land in, as you can see there, 1798, a bunch of French troops into Ireland, along with Irish militia to try and remove the British from Ireland, and basically also try and ignite an Irish rebellion as well. So yeah, there is a whole bunch of Irish here. I mean, these are mainly militia, but there's 388 of them in a unit in some of these units. They're incredibly big. I mean, they're all just different varying types of militia, apart from one unit back here. We have one line infantry from the French. Being represented here are the French, so that is good to see. That is good. But yeah, so I'm excited to see them. Actually, they have another line infantry there, so they've maybe got a couple of, you know, regulars, but mainly they are here as militia, the hordes of militia. And today they are facing off against Prussia. We also have the Held expedition out here, so this is like a early like revolutionary period Britain and Russia hybrid army. It's really cool. It'll be interesting to see if we see both Russians and British here, or if they just pick one or the other. I mean, we do have light dragoons here, so they might just bring the old Brits. We will see. We have another British army back here, so we have Helder expedition, which is a hybrid Britain, and then we just have a thoroughbred Britain there as well. I'm not sure what period yet, but we will see. And then the final army, so we have a Britain, a Prussia, a Britain-Russia hybrid, and then we have Sweden as the final allied faction here today. And I'm looking forward to this one. I've been told it's a very, very close battle, and it's definitely worth sticking around for. Make sure you got yourself some snacks, maybe, you know, a bowl of popcorn or something. I'm really fancying popcorn today. I don't know why I'm in a popcorn mood. But get yourselves just some snacks and get yourself a drink. Sit back, relax, and prepare for some Napoleonic action, some glorious line battles, some epic cavalry charges, and maybe a bayonet charge or two as well. Yes. Feel free as well to leave a like, subscribe if you're on here, and a comment showing support if you want to see more NTW3. It'd be very much appreciated as we work towards, I guess, 8k. We've hit 7k, and now we're on to 8. Okay, we've got some 6-pounders here lining up there, getting ready to go. I mean, it looks like as though Sweden here, going down the road, it looks like they're kind of going to ignore this Flemish army in front of them, but it does seem like the French won't allow that. We're going to see some dragoons going here. They look like they're taking on some dragoons or some hussars here of the Swedes. I'm not really sure who, but the French have been routed there, and the Swedes actually charging in the back of their own men, and luckily they saved the day. Charging in the back of your own men can actually break them sometimes, so it's always good to make sure you get a bit of an angle when you're supporting a combat. And you can see the French there getting off a volley or two, nearly breaking this cavalry. But there you go, first blood to the coalition forces here today. We do actually have a French unit, I just realized, way wide here. Chasseur Cheval, a Flanders Chasseur Cheval here. Good to see that the French looking for some sneaky plays, and it looks like they're going to go for maybe a general snipe or something. But the Swedes here going in with a cavalry unit, they're going to go in for these guns here, and this is the 6-pounder, I believe, that's going to get taken out here. And that is huge, and there you go. Dragoons are going to clear up those Swedish cav there, but the damage is done. The gun's gone. We have Chevalier Lancers over here as well. These are Polish Lancers as well from the Flemish army. Looking very good. The Poles obviously famously known for their Lancers, some of the finest Lancers in Europe. But yes, I am excited to see what the Flemish army does now. I mean, they're down one gun. They've got one more to come up. Another an 8-pounder this time. And they're already down some cavalry. The Swedes, as well, like I said, seem to be ignoring them. I mean, maybe they're going to go on an angle and defend this road. But yeah, it's kind of interesting to see where the Allies are going to make a real punch. Maybe over here where the Britain is, because kind of just how the French are angled. They're kind of going in a bit of a crescent, like, against the French, but not like not trying to surround them, but like they're almost kind of like bending their army, so maybe their center can absorb a couple of army attacks. I don't know. It seems a very strange formation the French are currently forming up. I guess maybe just because the Irish are a little bit late to arrive. As you can see that the the French army here also pushing across, starting to take some more ground. We can see here the Swedish army, their infantry can vary. They've got some pretty good guardsmen. We've seen the Swedes do very, very well in previous battles, but also seen them get absolutely routed, depending on what infantry they bring. So like I said, it just kind of vary, as it does with most factions. I mean, these kind of look like sailors. I mean, I think they are just normal line infantry, but they kind of look like they're a bit like a marine unit or something like that. By the way, it seems as though Prussia is bringing a lot of cav. I wonder if Prussia has gone all cav today. If they have, this could be very, very interesting. And that could be a real... Oh, they haven't got all cav. As I say, that a load of musketeers appear themselves. But they brought a lot of cav, which, I mean, Prussia should do. It also has a lot of pretty decent and cheap cavalry available to it. So... good to see that they're bringing plenty, and that will also be a problem for all those Irish troops back there that can't form square that we know about. Interesting to see that this Tyrol army, I've never seen it before, but it seems like it's made up of a mix of Bavarian and French troops. We have the Bavarians here in their gorgeous light blue uniform. I really do like this look. It is very, very cool. They are moving forward. They have some dragoons defending them here. They've actually got some Bavarian dragoons, which kind of look pretty nice. Kind of got the same sort of helmet going on. Yes, we're kind of just waiting for the plunge now. And who's going to make the first move? It'll be interesting to see. So let's see who makes his first move. I have a feeling it's going to be the French. I mean, the Flemish army on this far side here being pretty aggressive against the Swedes. And the Swedes now setting up guns here, actually really close to the French positions. Gonna get a nice little volley here. Oh, it's good to hear a cannon volley. I do love NTW3, and they're actually dueling by the looks of it with the 8-pounders here of the French. Look, they're about to fire as well. Let's get their volley. Let's get their response. Oh, glorious. It's so satisfying when one fires in the next and the next. Oh, so satisfying. What do we got here? We actually have some chasseurs, which are, I believe, Young Guard. So these are some pretty decent guardsmen. That is something that is available to the like the 1815 Flanders campaign army. They do obviously get the guardsmen with them. And they have actually brought the Grenadiers of the Old Guard as well. So Old Guard here as well, and they are very, very nice. I'm excited to see how they do, especially up against the Swedes over here. And here we go, the line battle's underway, and as I said, the Flemish army here getting involved first. We also have a little bit of a clash over here. Well, not really yet. Sappers Minor setting up, but here we go, the British army appearing, and that is good to see. Britain is now on the field of battle. It looks like they are going to be taking on the Tyrol army and maybe also the Spanish army, and the Helder Republic seems like they've got the job of taking on the Irish and the Spanish as well. I feel like Prussia is going to play a supporting feature in this one, really. It seems as well there's cavalry in the back lines here, that the chasseurs are being found and actually routing a much larger Prussian unit. So yeah, there you go. They've been found, but Prussia sending more cavalry back. Morale not looking great, though, as they go through their own routing troops here. And this could cause them to rout as well. And they also have artillery as well firing. That was an artillery shot that's bounced off there. There you go. The Prussians just about held on. And we have Sweden as well going back just to make sure that that cavalry did not get through. I guess that cavalry, like I said, the chasseurs really looking for a general or artillery to assassinate. Yep, Sweden already not liking that combat and retreating. Taking a fair few casualties. Here we go. They are retreating a little bit, but not too much. Shame they haven't brought any of their own guardsmen. They might need them. Okay, those guardsmen now starting to arrive. So they're going to keep the Old Guard in reserve, as you should. And they have got a bit of a flanking force here. Actually, quite a lot. It's about 5 or 6 units in here, all flanking around. And I don't know if Sweden's got troops available to go there. Got some Jaegers, but yeah, not too much just yet. I'm seeing a bit of combat on this side now as well. Already got some routing troops here. We've got some cavalry by the looks of it. There's retreating. Looks like light dragoons have must have gone maybe for a rush on some guns. I'm not sure. Or did they get shot by friendly guns? I don't know. These Russians here maybe just shot them. Didn't realize that they were shooting friendlies. I don't know. Who knows? Artillery going off here. 4 pounders. Glorious sights here. Let's have a look and see if they did actually bring any Russian infantry, or they just put all British. I can just see British at the moment. But I'm sure there's plenty more to appear. Out on this flank here. British cavalry. Nice and peaceful here. But all British light dragoons, yeah. Oh, this might be Russian. Yeah, these... There you go. Look, they have some Russian Cossacks that go with the British, like, are going to be fighting alongside British dragoons. So there you go. That's an example of the Helder Republic being a bit of a hybrid army. It's kind of cool. It really is. But anyway, we'll go back to Sweden and Flanders, dueling it out over here. I may just end up calling them Flanders. They are French, just to let you guys know. Got a bit of a Swedish flank going on here as well. Looks like a dragoon unit of some sort. It's going to be taking on dragoons as well of the French. And here we go. Looks like the French are more than happy to engage here against the Swedes. And in they go. Chop them down, boys. Chop them down. And they routed those Swedes very, very nicely. And now the French can flank on round, and they have the opportunity to hammer and anvil. I don't know if the Swedes have more cavalry, but they might do. The French were routed here. The dragoons were routed, but they did eventually rout also the infantry here with their line infantry that had formed up here to support. So Tyrol will hold on to this crossing just for now, and Prussia is starting to look like move forward with some infantry, maybe to assist Sweden or maybe to make his own offensive. We will find out very shortly. Yeah, this is a long, long line that's going on here. Brutal musket volley. The smoke just makes it look amazing. The Swedes also turning their infantry. They are preparing for a cavalry charge in this flank here. Hopefully these units can form square, otherwise they're in for a real shock. The Swedes do have another cavalry unit here, which is good to see, so they will be able to stop this little cavalry flank here. Though France, as you can see, shifting across its lances as well, and these Polish lances I imagine are pretty damn nasty. The Old Guard also getting the call to go up. So here we go, the veterans of Napoleon's Guards here, veterans of many campaigns are being sent into the fight. Over on this side, we have a big cavalry fight as well starting to get underway here. We have the Spanish campaign dragoons here, helping to rout various Prussian units here. They've actually managed to hold on just about. Look at this, the Irish here with their Wexford skirmishers. Never seen these guys before, but they are an interesting bunch, that's for sure. We've got the British now coming up. Their morale's pretty low. I don't know if that's because they can see allies retreating. That might have something to do with it. Or maybe they have taken some volleys. Actually, looks like they are taking shots from skirmishers. But yeah, the hordes of Irish are ready to go. Certainly make for an interesting one. Sweden looking in a very tenuous position though. One wrong move here and he could lose a lot. And here we go. I don't know if this is the wrong move, but he's going to go in. He's going to charge his cavalry. He's going to hope he can break that dragoon. It doesn't look like he's going to. Yeah, the dragoons broke him. Oh, we have Prussians to support. That is good. But it might not be enough. As you can see there, the French have routed all these units, and now they can go into the backs of the Swedes here, though the French are breaking on this side. So here we go. Are the French now going to go into the back lines here? Here they go. They can go the dragoons. They're going to go into the back lines. And this could cause all sorts of problems for the Swedes. They're forming square where they can. And you can see that the Prussians breaking out. They're going to try and squish this dragoon unit here. And they have broken it. But now the Lancers follow in. Will they do the damage? And you can see that the French moving forward, taking the opportunity to get close with their infantry. Cavalry is here trying to just deal with this infantry, trying to kill as much of it as possible. The volleys coming in, doing damage to both French and Swedish morale. And the French did break, but so have the Swedes on this flank. And infantry is breaking on both sides now. The Flemish are actually here having a rough time on their right flank. Their guards are hanging on. The old guard looking okay, but the left looking really good for the French. I mean, these two units can flank around, make it even more tenuous for the Swedes. The Prussian cav did just about survive, so it seems as though even though the French seem to have the upper hand, they lost that cavalry fight. Really surprising. If they hadn't won that, the Swedish and the Prussians, I think the Swedish army would be gone. It could be in serious trouble. Back on this side, we are about to see a British charge here. We've got some Dragoons coming in, some very good Dragoons. Dragoons are exceptionally expensive. And these look like they're either Dragoons or Lifeguards, perhaps, from the British being committed there. And there you go, they got committed. They've routed some skirmishes, but that is it. We've got some Chevaliers coming forward here. They're going to catch these light Dragoons, and they're going to send them packing back to Britain. Back to old Blighty you go, you British scum. Can't do a French accent, or I probably could, but it would be very terrible. Got some Italian Dragoons here as well, serving with the Spanish army. They've done a good job, and now we have those Lifeguards as well. Look like they were going to get involved in this fight, but maybe they changed their mind, seeing a second French cavalry unit arrive. They were like, you know what, we're not going to do that. I mean, this is a good cavalry unit, you don't want to lose it.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest awhile.
Get out of there, boys. And there you go, we have some infantry turning. Looks like some grenadiers, some guards maybe. They're turning to face. They're a solid unit there, and that will be interesting to see what goes on in this flank now. Back on this side, France now actually on the retreat on its center and its right, with the Prussians now also starting to arrive here to support. It's looking really rough here for France. The Prussians did lose that cavalry, and in fact the French lancers returned, so now the French have the cavalry superiority here for the moment. And now it's really going to come on, I feel like it's really going to come on the shoulders of Tyrol here to push across, support his ally, maybe support against the Prussians. We're committing even more cavalry over here now. We've got a big cavalry unit. It's a Lancer unit coming up here, and they're looking like they're going to go for these guns up here. They've seen an opportunity, and this 8-pounder here can only do... that is prey. Can they get a volley off? Oh, it's a brutal shot coming in. That might just about save them. Look at that. That was so close. The guns barely held on, but that volley there, last-minute volley, just decimated that carry. Look at the bodies here. And this is all from cannon fire. That was brutal. And the old guard are going into combat. Oh boy. Here they go. Bayonet twirling. They're ready to kill some Prussians. And the Swedes are like, we want to get in on the action of killing the guard, because the guard's not looking great on morale, actually. Prussians, though, aren't either, to be fair. Guards winning, as you expect. 37 of them left, broke those Prussians. Can they get the Swedes as well? I don't know. We will see. We don't always see the guard in action. It's always great to see them play a part. They might get broken here. They break. All hope is lost for this French army. Not really, but that's just what they said at Waterloo. Brilliant shot there. Someone managed to miss the guard and hit the Swedes. But that did break both sides, unfortunately. And there you go, the guard has broken. That'll be a shame. They might return, who knows. So now is it all going to come down to the Irish? The hordes of Irish. Clearly the strongest army here. No one would mess with the Irish. An Irishman with a gun, that's a scary sight. And there we go, over here as well, the Prussians pushing onto those guns. They may have defeated the cavalry, but they're not going to defeat looks like a grenadier unit. There you go, those guns finally silenced. And it now seems as though, I think Sweden still has his guns, but I'm not entirely sure. Both sides both needing a break though. They both like fought for so long. You can see the bodies here just scattered everywhere. I mean, these are mainly the French ones, and these are the Swedes over here. Both sides like, you know what, we need a break. We need to, you know, like, recoups our losses, and go again. Seems like also Sweden's now going to have to send forces, or maybe Prussia will do it for him. Send forces over here as Tyrol is sending forward 4 units over here. And this is going to be like a little bit, almost, if the French keep coming forward on that side, they can squish the 2 forces potentially and do a real good amount of damage. We've got a cavalry here, looks like they're just getting shot at by skirmishers, and they're no longer having any of that. They're like, you know what? We're done with these skirmishers. They can get gone. Get gone. And there you go. Decent charge enough anyway. That'll do the job. And here we go. France. Well, not France. I mean, the Spanish campaign here. And also the Irish. They're pushing forward. The Helder Republic does not like that. Or Helder Expedition. Why do I keep calling them Helder? If I've called them Helder Republic up until this point, I do apologize. It's Helder Expedition. I don't know why I want to call them a Republic. They're not. It's just a combination. Helder campaign. I do apologize. I was wondering if any of these units are fancy, but they're actually not. They're all Spanish infantry, which is not good, because they're definitely not as good as proper French units here. And we got some more sappers and miners. We've got MacDonald here, a Scotsman, serving with the French army. Dragoons, fairly healthy still, shifting to the center. I mean, there are still Dragoons out on the far side, but look at this. The Irish, they're pushing forward. They don't give a damn. The Antrim militia here, all coming forward. And the Britain's now got to deal with its greatest foe, the Irish. It's like the late 20th century all over again, but with muskets this time. I mean, kind of just like all of like Ireland's history, fighting the British in some way or another. I'm going to see the lifeguards here. They're going to push forward. It's the Spartan Band, these skirmishers are called. What a name. These lifeguards going and going to take them out. I mean, this isn't... I was going to say, if they lose, that's a big loss for the British, because they've lost a cavalry unit, and all they've taken out is maybe some skirmishers. But it's even bigger loss because they failed to take out any of them. I thought they might take out at least 1 or 2, but no. And now this cavalry here, knowing that British cavalry force is defeated, can flank on around, and they can threaten the Helder expedition here. I mean, this strategy of just like hordes of militia can work. I mean, because you just have so many guns, it can sort of work. I mean, you've seen it with the Prussians with their land there, and with the Turks as well. These ones back here, the Wexford militia, seem a little bit more elite because they're not as like sparsely populated. They're a bit more bunched up properly. Got Dragoons over here trying to rout these Prussians in the back lines. But the Prussian and the French still here with some cavalry, some artillery, sorry. But the rest of Tyrol's army over here is now dueling a very big, very scary-looking British army, along with some Prussians as well. And on this riverbank, they are not giving any ground. I mean, the British, what they look like they've got, I don't know. Just kind of looks like a lot of redcoats, so hard to say exactly what they brought here. These guys got wire hats on. You don't usually see that. I don't know which campaign this is going to be then. Makes me think it might be 1815, but I'm not sure. 1815 Britain? It could be. Whichever British army is, they're still pretty damn scary in those redcoats. Sort of like that. But yeah, look at this. Prussia and Sweden now kind of sandwiched in here by a mix of French armies. We've got Tyrol over here supporting with Flanders. I mean, Flanders has done an okay job now. But the Swedish army, you know, it's not been too bad. They've actually not done too bad. They've routed some pretty good units, including the Guard. And they don't really have much cavalry to respond with. I don't think they have any cavalry, perhaps. Well, there is a French cavalry unit all the way back here. This is snuck around. A Dragoon unit, La Garde Capet, snuck around. That's going to be able to go after something. Looks like they might have to duel with the Prussian Lancers over here in a moment, though. How is the Irish going on? The Irish, they are scaring off the British. Look at this. The Irish are on a rampage. They're catching units. They're breaking them over here as well. And the Helder expedition is in real trouble. The British here as well. They got their... Oh, they actually got another Irish unit. Royal Islanders. They've actually brought Irish troops as well here. And they're routing the guns. This is a real problem for the Helder expedition. They're losing a lot of assets here. And they're in full retreat. Here we go. It looks like a few of these troops holding their ground. The British going to make a thin red line here. They're going to hold for a little bit. But the Irish are charging in. Look at this. Looks like they're doing okay. I mean, morale, some of them are breaking, but look at this. They're breaking a lot of Helder expedition units as well. This is a real problem here for the Helder expedition. They need to sort themselves out. They might need to call in some support. They need someone to deal with these Irish. The Dragoon, Chevalier, sorry, in fact, coming here looking like they were going to support, but the units all broken. The Irish did all the whole job for them. The carry was not even needed. Look at this, the Irish are just on a rampage. An Irish rampage. Chasing these guys down, morale is dropping. I think they're quicker than the British, perhaps. They're, like, beating combat. So you'd think they'd tire, but no. Oh, Prussia, though, seeing an opportunity to get into the back lines, trying to take out a few units here. Maybe even get this general. It has, in fact, routed MacDonald. He might return, but I don't know. That's a real problem. And rallying guns here as well. I mean, a bit of a win. The Dragoons did eventually get back there and deal with it. But yeah, routing a general, that's pretty huge. The Spanish campaign losing its general for the time being, maybe forever. Again, look at this. Flanders retreating, having a really rough game. I mean, the Swedes are doing exceptionally well. Prussia on this side seems like he's holding his ground against the Tyrol campaign. Musketeers there. A few of them unluckily taking a musket ball or two. They don't care. They'll fight for their Kaiser. Over here seems like a bit of a standoff. I guess they can. I mean, the French can certainly wait. They don't need to necessarily attack. They can just wait on the Irish horde to turn the flank of the rest of the British. That looks like what they're going to do. They are getting surrounded right now. Look at that. More British troops breaking. Yeah, there's plenty more Irish still to come up. I mean, they've got some big units back here. I know they're like just militia, but 371 men? I wouldn't mess with that unit. Especially if it gets close, that's the thing. You've got some Nassaus here that they should be fighting for the British. If they'll be fighting for the British in 1815, but for now they're fighting with the French. How the tables turn, hey? Can hear a cavalry charge going on somewhere. Not sure where. Oh, here we go. Cavalry charge up here. It's onto these Batavian guns over here. And it's the Prussians wanting to silence them. And they had better luck this time when charging artillery. Last time, like we saw, they got destroyed. This time, did a lot better. They've also have the Prussians here. It looks like with the help of the Swedes have routed these 4 Tyrol units here, and they have done a very good job. And that is going to help this flank over here. I mean, it seems like Sweden has got it locked down with the help of Prussia. I mean, this Flemish army is not coming out of here anytime soon. I mean, yeah, we've got some like Swiss infantry, we've got some chasseurs, line infantry. Yeah, no guards as well left by the looks of it, bar the chasseurs. Yeah, no old guard to support. And now it looks like the Swedes are going to move in this direction and maybe go down the line and get over to support Britain because, like I said, the Helder expedition looking a little rough. I mean, the rest of the Tyrol armies here, along with the Spanish campaign. Seems as though Britain's going to sort of defend this. I mean, it's not an island per se, but it feels like one. Like, just around this building, it's just like where all the Allied troops really are situated. And a small island as the French tide arrives. Fusiliers of the Guard here, the Spanish Guard. It's a cool unit. Let's have a look at that. Unless they're going to stand in this greenery and then we can't really see them. But there you go. They look kind of cool. See them in action. I'm sure they're one of the better Spanish units. We're going to see a bit of a push here. We've got some Bavarians who look like they're going to move up. Maybe try and make a push. Try and make a breakthrough. These are sacrificial. Or they may just be sacrificial lambs to see what the defenses are like. We'll see. Britain's and Prussia have certainly got plenty of troops up here. Britain's not really seen too much of the fighting either. He's already only really committed his cavalry, which he's lost. His infantry is still very much intact. And the Prussians now giving ground. It looks as though Britain and Prussia both are going to move away. They don't really want to defend this building. Maybe they're going to try and move closer to the Swedes and the Prussians over here. A few isolated line battles over here going on Tyrol. Dueling with some Swedish units. If they can slow them down, that's great. That'll mean that this main Flemish army over here can then come in and try and maybe pick them off. I mean, I don't know how much they're going to really have to offer, but I imagine they can deal with these two units here and the isolated few that are around and about. But we'll see. Prussians still have cavalry, which is good to see. That I thought they brought all cavalry at the start of this game, but they didn't. But they still brought an awful good amount, and that is great because they're going to need it. Charge here in the back. The Prussians going in, the Swedes, sorry, going in, breaking the French. Very good to see. How far behind are the Irish? Oh, they are close. They're not slowing down. They're just chasing after these Hilda expedition. Here we go. Cavalry coming in here. Italian dragoons going in. It looks like they're going to be beaten here by the British cavalry. So they still have some cav. Oh, and we have Chevaliers going in as well. And they help routed the British cav. And here we go. Got a French charge here, not Irish, these are all French troops here. Part of the Spanish campaign army. Are breaking these Helder expeditions. I wonder if they lost their general. No, he's still there. Maybe just, I guess the Helder expedition just doesn't do well in melee. Now battling for this building here, but yeah, the British still have plenty of troops situated around here. I think they are trying to get out of here, but the French are moving quickly. It seems as though Bayonet Battle is going to be the way to go. There you go, the Irish continue this bayoneting rampage. They just can't stop it. It's actually ridiculous the amount of success having. They're having more success than the actual French infantry that is breaking in its droves, including the Fusiliers of the Royal Guard over there. The militia are doing better than guardsmen. Oh, this is not good. The Flemish over here looks like they're outnumbered, and looks like also maybe outskilled. We have got Anthony Drouot here of the Grande Armée being defended to the last man. Does seem as though the Flemish army is going to be the first French army to die, though. Looks like one of the last cavalry fights of the day as well. Going to be won by the dragoons here of France as they rout the Prussian cav. Look at this. The French really trying to surround what British troops they can. Stop them from getting away. Why Britain's sending these 3 units in that direction, I do not know. I felt like he was trying to get his army out, not send it back in. He's got some regulars here as well. Not quite sure. Yeah, more breaking Spanish troops. That's not good. A lot of troops here breaking. They should have sent in those guardsmen, I think, earlier. Or maybe, you know what? Send in the Irishmen. They're doing such a great job. Send them in. They'll probably get hundreds of kills in that building.
Our men are running, sir.
Britain and Prussia fighting alongside each other once more. It's like 1815 all over again. Speaking of that, we are actually coming up close to the Waterloo campaign when this is coming out. I'm pretty sure actually Waterloo will be the day after this recording. Or like when the day after this battle comes out. So that's awesome. It'd be cool to have a Waterloo replay for you, but unfortunately at the moment Waterloo NTW3 seems like it's being a little bit temperamental. Apparently there's quite a lot of drops with that campaign, or with that battle at the moment. This is a bit of a shame. Meet militia, they're getting ready, like I said, over 300 of them. There's another one back here. Looks like the Irish are getting ready for another charge. Looks like their skirmishes up here as well. It's still causing problems. Spartan Ban, I just love that name. Got a little dragoon unit going in. I thought this was a general unit for a moment. He's going to go in for a general. It looks like he might, going into the Helder Republic general. Whether he'll make it with that dragoon unit, I don't know. General trying to escape. I mean, it's a risky business. Oh, and there you go. The French did break just. Prussia and Sweden now coming across to support their ally. Whether they're going to flank on the Tyrol here. And it looks as though the Flemish have been finally routed. The Swedes dealing with the final little Tyrol resistance on this side. And now it is just down to really looks like the Spanish campaign. A little bit of Tyrol and also the I was about to call them the Italians. The Irishmen. Every time I keep saying the Irishman, it also makes me think of the film De Niro stars in this on Netflix. It's a bit of an epic, but it's a good film. If you want to take my film recommendations, give it a watch. Are those guards back here, or are these the sappers? No, these are grenadiers to the line. Oh, the Irish army. I did not realize these guys were there as well. So we've got some grenadiers that have been sent up. They could do pretty well. You never know. Is this artillery piece going to try and level this building? I don't know. It might try. Or he's going to get point-blank range and try and break the Brits here. I don't know. But the Irish are back in combat. Of course they are. I mean, they're actually pretty damn nasty, it seems, in combat. They're breaking this British unit just like that. Incredible. Meath militia broke up 300 men. They should return, but still. A big old amount of troops that have just run away there. But it's just like, keep firing, men, keep firing. They're never ending with these Irishmen. For king and country. Here we go. We got the line infantry going in. The Helder Republic is holding on for now. Helder Republic, Helder Expedition. I do apologize. Like I said, I don't know what it is. Prussia going in and taking on these grenadiers. I think they'll lose that one. The grenadiers will eat them up. Broken some of the Helder expedition there, and the Brits are retreating on this side as well. So another little victory there for the Irish. Scaring off the Brits once again. Somehow this British unit actually got out of there as well. It's even more incredible. The French have got hold of this building. I think they had to fight for it. Fusiliers of the Royal Guard got sent in. Good unit to send in and take that building. But we'll just fast forward a little bit and just see where the battle line's going to form up. It looks like it won't be too far from where we have already been fighting. Ireland and the French certainly don't look like they're going to go on the offensive too much. They're more than happy to allow the Allies to waste away their men and play defensive by the looks of it. So, I mean, I feel like we're going to see this a lot more in NTW3 battles, especially when they're really close like this. Is a reluctance really to attack. It's going to be more like, well, I have a lot more to attack. I have a lot more to lose when I attack. And I mean, to be fair to the British and the Prussians, they have Sweden as there as an ally. I feel like they outnumber the French, and they hold a better position. They don't hold a building. I feel like they've all the cards are in their hand, really. Still don't know which unit this is that has the white hats. Very cool unit though. It kind of suits them, you know. Over on this side, you still got like the skirmishers from Wexford and the Spartan guys as well. Hilarious unit. But we'll just fast forward for a moment because it doesn't seem like there is too much going on. Just it looks like the French waiting on this artillery to form up, which is not a bad idea. They got a 4-pounders there, just getting ready to go. And I also think they're not going to attack anytime soon. They don't really have the numbers to facilitate enough all-out assault. I mean, the Irish have done a good job, but it has been costly as every one of their charges at the moment. So, yeah, they need to be careful, that's for sure. I think I saw an infantry unit that was in behind. Whether that's gone, I don't know. But it must have been maybe a Helder expedition one? Maybe? Sweden coming forward once again. They're willing to challenge these Irish. They haven't really had to experience the Irish problems just yet. They're like, yep, you know what? It's only the Irish. They've only got militia. What's there to worry about? Oh, don't you worry. There's plenty to worry about. Especially when they charge it en masse. So yeah, I'm just going to keep fast forwarding. There's not really too much going on at the moment, which is a real shame, but hopefully the action picks up very, very shortly. Doesn't look like it's going to. The French are moving into position to take on the Prussians, but the Prussians just keep retreating. The British also edging forward. I feel like it's whoever gets the first shot, they're going to just be straight back into it. There you go. The Irish get off the first volley. And the British respond with a very nice, neat-looking volley. But yes, I hope you guys are enjoying the battle. If you are, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. Also, feel free to go and check out my Discord. The link is down below in the description. And also, feel free to go and check out the merch as well. That link is in the description. But yeah, here, as you can see on the map now, there is a unit in behind. So yeah, a Helder Republic, no, Helder Expedition unit. You see the British again scaring off those Irish. You know, they're just like, you know what? Don't want to deal with that today. Not my thing. Here we go. France going to be pushing up this hill. It's going to come for the Prussians up here. They're always taking some pretty bad morale losses, but that's just maybe from exhaustion rather than from, say, a nasty volley. mean, that angle they can just fire down on, you just point and aim. I mean, point, barely aim, bang, you're probably hitting something. There's plenty of Frenchies down there waiting. Another unit breaking here. Theodore, Francois, broken. Looks like the Prussians still bringing up troops here. Sweden now being aggressive, looks like as well. He's going to go after the sharpshooters. Not a bad idea. Or at least scare them off. What is in this building? Fusiliers, the guard. We've got another random Spanish unit. We've got a British unit that's just in behind, just waiting to strike. I don't know where it's going, but the French are kind of chasing it. They're like, "Come back here, sir. You will face the consequences of being on our back lines." It's actually going to get sandwiched anyway between the Irish army and the Spanish army. But yeah, I'm going to make a cut just until some major action takes place, so I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, so we are back. It did not take long. It seems as though the British and the Prussians pushing on this side here finally sort of got the French into a bit of an engagement. Looks like the French are going to be the ones to make a defense around this building here. And it seems like the Swedes and the British as well on this side are really making a push against the Irish skirmishers. What they hope to achieve from taking out a few skirmishers, I don't know. The Meath militia look like they're going to go in. They do the job. They're just going to charge on in into these British, and they're going to see if they can break them. And the British are having none of it. They're going to break. They're going to run away. Sorry, Swedes here have been broken. Facing off against these skirmishers here. I think they might break them again, you know. The skirmishers seem pretty damn nasty. I mean, also they're getting pretty decent volleys. They've broken one of the skirmishers there. Can they break some more? No, they cannot. The Swedes have been broken. And look at this. The Irish are pushing up. They're bringing up their other Meath militia, and they're really going on hard onto the British and Swedes here. The line battle on this side, though, is looking very rough for the Spanish campaign. There's some Württemberg militia here. They do be looking like they're going to die, along with this infantry all the way over here as well. Nassaus are probably begging, hoping they were on the right side, like on the other side, but they have actually broken, so maybe they can be on the other side now. Britain is getting hit hard. Look at this, multiple British units now broken by the Irish, and the Irish unit over here as well, and they are doing a pretty nasty job against the British. I don't know why the Irish are so good in combat. Someone will have to let me know why they're so good in combat. Because they got a good volley off? I really do not know. I mean, it does help that they're surrounding them, I guess. Works with militia here. Just even being like a sheer presence behind is helping to break them. The Swedes, one of the last to hold, it seems, against this Irish Rampage. Look at this, the Swedish morale goes down, and the Irish are the ones that receive the volley. They should be the ones that are nearly breaking. The Irish are breaking there. But yeah, the Swedes being broken on multiple fronts here. If the Irish can get into the back lines of this Swedish unit, they can probably break this one as well. Skirmishers is doing a decent job holding on. Just distracting a few Swedes here and there. But yeah, the Irish are just going absolutely rampant. There you go, another charge here, another breaking Swedish unit. Who's leading the Irish army? In fact, James Napatandi. What a name. What a man. Leading some of the finest Irish troops to the victory, hopefully. I've got Fusiliers the Royal Guard here. They're fighting on. Is there another one inside the building? No, they've all evacuated now. I mean, I go back inside, these Prussians might try and assault it, and they might have a hard time. And look at that! Britain and Sweden are gone. It's now, you got the held a republic over here with its, or held their expedition, sorry, with its general, and you have Britain with its general. But yeah, Sweden is basically gone. I mean, there's one little unit here. Low morale, they've not got a general. It's a real problem there. And now the Irish can turn around, and we'll just fast forward for a moment while the Irish get set up. Does seem as though there's a little bit of a line battle still going on here. The British dueling with the French. What we got here? Grenadiers, Swiss Grenadiers, where did you turn up from, sir? And why have you not been in a fight? You need to be doing a few bayonet charges. Spanish infantry here, they're definitely going to break through soon. They're being shot from multiple angles. I mean, I feel like this Irish army here could have been broken really easy if it was just for some cavalry units, some brave cavalry that would dare make the charge against this whole horde. But what am I to know? Maybe they are just super strong, the Irish, just OP and insane. But yeah, I'm just going to fast forward for a little bit here because we are just watching a pretty simple fight. I'm kind of waiting on the Irish to see what they're going to do. They are on their way. But yeah, it's been a chaotic one, that is for sure. I did not expect the Irish to be the MVP of this game. I mean, I knew that they were on a rampage, but I just thought they were maybe going to be doing pretty well, get some good kills. But no, they're almost like their MVP. They're going to win the game, I think, for their team. Because it doesn't seem like the Flemish have got anything left. Or the Spanish, sorry, have got anything left. The Flemish certainly don't have anything left. And the Fusiliers of the Guard have been broken. One last French unit here. Forming up, getting shot at by multiple angles. And there he goes. Broken. I mean, there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like 7, 8 units of infantry left. They're going to take on a whole bunch of Irish, sorry, not Prussians. But we'll fast forward. Like I said, we just want to see how the Irish do. There's just a few like random little units still shooting at each other. The Irish have actually got back in this building, so they got some line infantry in there. If those Grenadiers are alive, yeah, they want to really try and get them in there as well, I would have thought. The Prussians also tried to dash for the building, were a little late, so they're going to have that tough job of taking it. Still got the Spanish campaign here with this one little Spanish militia unit. Loyal to the Emperor, carries on fighting to the last man. I wonder also whether this artillery has made a big difference. This is the Spanish campaign artillery, 4-pounder here, setting up. But my gosh, the Irish on a rampage. It's certainly a close one, as we expected, as I said. I mean, it's coming down to the last few units. I feel like the Irish, out of any of them, are likely to mass rout. I mean, at the same time, the Irish very much could rout the Prussians and the British. We have seen it already today against the Swedes.
Fallen to the enemy.
Building's fallen to the enemy. Oh, they're taking a building all the way over here. Okay, this is the Helder Expedition General has taken that. If the Irish can pull this off, or at least take this area here and defeat all the infantry, I call this a victory. And that would be an incredible victory for the French. One that I would have not expected. But like that, I would not expect the Irish to do so well. But here we go. What are these? Wexford militia, they're coming up. Some of the finest men from Wexford and Antrim being mobilized. And over on this side we have the Meath militia flanking on around. How is this unit still holding on? I do not know. It's doing a very good job for being on its own. I'm sure they're asking their Irish comrades, like, you guys gonna help? You gonna like come over and maybe like do some shooting? The Irish are like, give us a moment, we're just gonna have a Guinness. I mean, a Guinness to wet the whistle just before you go into battle sounds like a great idea. Maybe I just want food. Maybe that is just what it is. I'm just thinking food, drink. I've already talked about popcorn, and now I want Guinness. I mean, it's a strange combo, but I guess, you know, must just mean that I'm a little bit hungry. But there you go. I mean, the Prussians, they've been fighting relentlessly here for a little while now. The Irish, like, for not much time, the Irish really are making a real push. They've got, I mean, well, one unit up? No, none, actually. These are all Spanish troops here, but the Irish really pushing on the flank. I mean, it looks like they're going to just push on the flank, and these frontal troops here are going to distract the Allies, but actually maybe not. This flank here might need to deal with the Prussians. But is it going to be one too many, this little push here? The Spanish breaking already. The Irish just like, yep, screw it, we're going in, and here we go. Incredibly strong. I mean, there you go, they're breaking. No, the Irish finally give in. Can these boys make it? The Wexford militia. Can they break these Prussians? They fought just about every other army here today. No, they don't seem like they can defeat the Prussians. The Prussians can just good boys off on these guys. And there you go. It looks as though most of the Irish troops here are going to be routed. That's a real shame. Looks like some little Spartan bands down here. We've got the Meath militia going in as well. But it's not looking good on the old morale now for the Irish. I think they're tired, they're exhausted. Just without morale. And I mean, they're breaking a few units. Yeah, this flank actually has done okay. I mean, actually, the British have only got one unit left, so it seems like there's been a lot of breaking each other. And my gosh, is it close. And the British are running for their lives like, you know what, we're not going to get caught by some Irishmen. Not today. But they are running for their lives. And the Irish are going to hold this point here. I don't know if this is a one-pointer. So I actually technically, if it was coming down to points, like down to LOC, it would be a victory for the coalition because they have 5. And the French only have 1. So that is not good. But if it came down to actually like how many men are left, the French and the Irish are going to win. And there you go. There is the end result. I bar it down as a draw. I will give the win to the French and the Irish because you know what? The Irish did so well. And it was a really fun one to watch. The Irish being played by Angry Peasant there, who got 2,100 kills. And the most kills that any French army got. Incredible. He brought the largest army as well of the day, over 2,700 men. Don was playing as the French campaign, the French army in Spain. And then Richard Lionheart was playing as the French army in Tyrol. And then Johnny was playing as the French army in Flanders, getting over 1,000 kills just himself. G getting 1,300 kills as the Helder expedition. Did a very, very good job. And then we have Seth playing as the Swedes, getting nearly 1,200 kills. Azure playing as the UK USA. There you go. I didn't know which UK it was, but it's the USA. Getting just over 1,000 kills, and just over 1,000 kills as well for Sniper playing as the Prussians. And we'll quickly look at some of the kills. Grenadiers of the Guard, or the Old Guard as they're known as, getting 106 kills, the best there. Then we've got some Lancers here. The Polish Lancers getting 195 kills, and the other Guard unit getting 86 kills, and some artillery getting 84 kills. So some okay kills there for Johnny, but not anything too insane. But there you go, guys. That is today's battle. The Irish saved the day for the French army. It was an incredible battle. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.